There's a lot of religion in like Clearwater. We get people knocking on our door. This never happened to me. It's like, we want to talk to you about Mormonism. And then another knock, like, we want to talk to you about Christianity. I'm like, you are in an apartment building. We cannot afford religion.
Yo.
Think we got Sundays off in this?
Oh.
Always be friends forever. Yeah, forever.
Welcome to Your Only Friends. I'm your host, Jared Dykas. This is the only podcast where we talk all things comedy and, of course, all things friendship. I am here with my friend, Cam Mayhone. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
You got a fresh cut.
I got a fresh haircut today, and I had to talk to my barber about it because I have too many moles on my head.
Did he cut them or?
No, he cuts my hair too short sometimes, and then you can see them.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's my biggest beef with getting a haircut. And then also they're a little rough with the moles.
Like they don't have any.
Well, yeah, like you ever get a haircut and they're just running it over like a dad with a stump and a lawnmower. Like, it makes a different noise when you hit it, and I feel like that should be the trigger to stop.
Yeah, dude, definitely. I don't like when they put the alcohol on you at the end.
Ooh, I love that.
Really? It burns. I had my barber Richard, he just comes over my house. He's a friend. He just cuts hair for fun. And he comes over my house and he always like forgets a cape, always forgets like a scissor, like always forgets like the toilet paper or something. Like not the toilet paper, but you know what I'm talking about. He always forgets one thing. But he didn't forget anything last time. However, instead of alcohol, he used vinegar. Bro, I was like smelly for like 3 days. I was like, what's going on?
Why do I smell like a side salad?
Why am I just a side salad to you? But seriously, like I had burns everywhere from the vinegar. It was very interesting. I never thought vinegar had alcoholic effects.
That sounds intentional. I've never like gone over to someone's place and been like, hey, I forgot the fundamental ingredients of why I came over. Like, I feel like that's a play a woman uses when she wants to have sex with someone. She's like, yeah, we're going to come over and, like, play cards or whatever. Oops, I forgot the cards.
Yeah. I'm going to come over and we're going to play Super Smash Bros. And then she just doesn't even have a Nintendo.
Oh, man. I feel like I missed out on people that are really into Super Smash Bros. Or, like,
really?
Nintendo. Or is that you?
No, not necessarily, man. I like video games that I can play that are easy. That's why I like Fortnite. But... Mario and I sound like Jersey.
Mario and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi. But yeah, I don't necessarily love them. My favorite IP probably Toy Story, if I had to guess.
Really?
Yeah, Toy Story. I love Toy Story.
So when you say IP, you're talking like Marvel, Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars would have been a good one.
That's mine.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, Lord of the Rings. I could never get into that.
Really?
You
seem like you would be a big Lord of the Rings guy, and I mean that as a compliment.
No, here's the thing. I respect the Lord of the Rings fandom because they are so dedicated to a lot more lore, and truly is probably better because they probably inspired everything, or that's what they say. But if you ever saw like my house, you would see all the Star Wars shit. You would think I'm absolutely insane, and you would come to that conclusion. I bet he's into Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, and I'm like, no, it's just this one thing.
It's just Star Wars.
It's my trains.
How did you get it? How did you get into Star Wars?
It was always around when I was a kid. Like when you're a kid, it's all marketed towards you. I never understood it. I never understood the order. It wasn't until like I became an adult. And I don't know, there's a weird correlation with this. Once I started taking antidepressants, I got really into Star Wars.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a correlation there, but it just kind of helped me focus on being obsessed over one type of media.
Yeah.
Which helps me kind of expand my horizon in a way. Like I never read books before. And I have a bunch of Star Wars books I read.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Are they like from the creator?
Oh, yeah, they're all like completely canon. Disney bought them.
Yeah.
So like all the new books that come out, like the High Republic books and everything. I never ever read books before, but because I just got so obsessed with the Star Wars, it got me reading books. I write my own little short stories in the Star Wars universe. Wow. It's like a creative outlet.
That's cool, man. That's cool to be like just into something that much.
Oh, yeah.
What's the coolest Star Wars thing that you've ever done?
The coolest Star Wars thing that I've ever done, I personally think it's like writing a short stories in it. I really enjoy doing that.
You weren't joking. You actually write short stories with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, man.
Like I do it as like a parallel to writing about my life. You know, they say journaling is very helpful, so I'm trying to get into it. And I just don't know how to journal about me. I've never written before, but like add a laser sword to it and some fun space shit.
Yeah,
and
dude.
like I can literally write about my life in like Star Wars universe, and it just makes me feel better.
That's cool, man. Very delusional, but
Yes.
cool at the same time. Delusional from the sense of, like, I don't know if you saw that Joe Rogan and Adam Sandler thing, or the episode or whatever, but they were talking about how, like, in comedy or anything in life, you have to be delusional to some degree. But just to, you know, take it that far and be like, I'm just going to have fun with myself and just, you know, play around and just think like, you know, what's this other universe? What's this other alter, you know, hero ego type? You know, that's cool, man.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's one of those things where like all creative people, I think, are nerds about certain things.
Definitely.
Like, those kids that play Dungeons and Dragons, people think they're playing a board game. I'm like, they are like kind of inventing their own stories and adventures. Like,
Yeah.
And like their friends are really into it, and like they make their own figurines. And I've seen celebrities that are really into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to all the people that think like that stuff's lame, I'm like, you have to be a fool to see so many people so dedicated to something and be like, nerds.
Exactly. Like I mean, listen, I think people that watch WWE are kind of nerds.
Yeah.
But like Rumble, like WrestleMania, are you kidding me?
It's the most masculine, like
Yeah.
alpha thing, and it's like it's literally it's to me. I see the
Too
same
many
thing as
people.
that.
There's
It's
so
comedy.
many people. Exactly.
It's
exactly.
performance based. It's entertainment. That's all it is.
Definitely. But I mean, hey, like if that many people are into it, there has to be something, right? You know, like fentanyl, right? If that many people are taking,
It's got to be
fentanyl,
something
there has
great
to be
about
something.
fentanyl, right? It's got to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's my worst fear is finding something I'm really, really not a drug per se, but like finding something I'm really, really into, because that's what happened with Star Wars. I got really into it. Now I spent so much money and time on it. I'm afraid to find the next thing.
I thought you were gonna say I would be afraid that fentanyl's in it. Like Disney was gonna sneak fentanyl in your Star Wars.
That's the spice that they talk about in Star Wars. Spice is space fentanyl.
Oh my god, the spice, dude. All right, last question on Star Wars, and then I want to ask you another question. However, if you were to visit one place in Star Wars world, where would it be?
Coruscant.
Really? What's that?
Coruscant is the main city in like the prequel trilogy, where like all the senators and the Jedi
and where
are.
they're doing the
and, like,
council
it's-
and stuff.
Yeah, and the planet like is so deep.
That's crazy.
And I played the game Knights of the Old Republic way back in the day, and they really dive deep, no pun intended, into the depths of Coruscant. And they just, as a person that grew up from poverty, they talk so much about that. They're like, oh yeah, the lower you are, the poorer the people are.
The less rations you get.
To the point, like the people, I find it so funny that the poorest people are the people that touch the earth. Like they're the only ones that actually touch ground.
Wow.
But the richest people, all the elites, completely different. Like,
Wow.
And also, I would love to be like, oh, the Empire took over from the Republic. I'm sure that affected the poor people significantly. I'm sure life changed for them greatly.
Definitely, dude. That's a cool way to. I mean, Star Wars really is like a major society in some sense. To kind of switch it up, how long have you been doing stand up for, my friend?
So,
Which is how we met.
Yes.
Obviously.
We met. What mic did we meet at?
I think we met at. Well, I know we met at Side Splitters Wesley Chapel.
Yes, I remember. Okay, that's when we
That's when
officially
we started
met.
chilling.
Yes.
And then I saw you at like Funny Bone. That was a cool night. So we've been around the block.
I know it was a couple times we were going to record this.
Exactly.
And then we were like, oh, we can't. And then we meet at Funny Bone. And we're like, oh, yeah, that sucked, didn't it? I was like, anyways. But to answer your question, yes. I did comedy way back in like 2016 to 2018. And then I met a girl and we took a 5-year break from doing comedy. And then I've been back at it again since like May of 2023. It's like a year and a half now
That's
already.
awesome, dude.
It is. I tell people like those years before, I don't even count those as doing comedy sometimes, because what this is that I've done the last year and a half was not that, but this is finally doing comedy.
Yeah. I mean, a year and a half of comedy, people always are like, it takes 7 years, whatever the case may be. But I think like doing it consistently every week, man, like the growth and all that stuff that comes out of that is pretty cool. What would you say like the most fun thing you've done so far inside of comedy has been?
Oh my gosh. A lot of people say the most fun thing is like a roast battle. And
Really?
They can be fun.
Have you done them?
Oh, yeah.
Where at? Coastal?
I've done one at Ordnance 1.
Okay.
And I did one. God, I cannot remember where it was
Gimmick?
before. No. It may have been years ago when I was doing comedy before, but I've done a couple roasts.
Okay.
I'd avoid them because everyone says, oh, they're good for joke writing. I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be Anthony Jeselnik and write jokes
Yeah.
for the yearly roast or something.
Exactly.
But I would say the most fun I have are just probably the more random nights of comedy.
Just like chilling with the comedians and people there and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of once it's like after the mics sometimes when all like the riffraff comedians have kind of left. Like the ones that are like, I did my 5 minutes, I got my attention, I'm out.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys way back in the day. So
I try to stick around, man, if I have time. And I always like, no matter what, if it's like, I try to sit an hour for the open mics, like collectively. I have ADHD though, bro. I can't sit still for nothing.
oh god, that's why there's a
Like
bar.
if it was up to me, bro, this would be raised and we would be like standing having a podcast right now. You know what I mean?
I did just have a really fun show last Saturday. I'd consider this my favorite because it was at this rich ass golf course.
What?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but it was
Where at?
It was up in Paradise. It was
Okay.
Paradise Ranch. Yes, it may have been that Paradise Ranch Clubhouse or whatever. I was expecting like a bunch of riffraff because I was getting paid $50 for it,
That's awesome, dude.
and I was like,
Fuck it.
it's probably not gonna like. I knew the guy that booked me, and I have such low insecurity that I'm like, oh, I have to perform in a sewer. Like that's where my comedy belongs. I belong in a sewer because I'm fat, ugly, and stupid.
Dude, stop it, man. Stop it.
But then I got there and I'm like, oh my God. And I did well. A bunch of rich white people. Like everyone in there had like a 401k and a net worth that
Oh, man.
we could only dream of probably.
Yeah.
And then the best part was it was an open bar.
What?
So I never got paid $50 to drink and perform in front of rich people.
What?
I remember I got to the bar and I drank gin, and those two
Yeah, I drink
types
gin.
of gin bottles. I couldn't remember the bottom one. It was like a trash gin. Because I was looking at that nice jug of Tanqueray there.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, I was like, can I get a gin and tonic? And they go for the cheap bottle. I was like, no. I want to uncork that Tanqueray right there. The second she got it, she twisted that off. It was the best. Oh, it was so satisfying. I was like, just leave the bottle.
That's awesome, man. And was it just you, or?
I brought a friend with me.
That's cool.
Yeah, my friend, an acquaintance, Austin.
Did Austin perform?
Yes.
How did he do? How many minutes?
He did 15. So it was interesting. The guy
Oh, that's awesome.
The guy came up to both of us and was like, hey, one of you want to do 30 for $100? Yeah, or do each of you want to do 15 for 50? And I was like, I'm not arrogant enough to say I have a good 30. So I was like, yeah, let's do 15.
Oh, that's cool, bro. Good shit, dude. And I love Austin. Austin's a good kid. So, like, that's awesome that you brought him along and he was able to perform and do his thing.
Okay, it's always nice to see people go in front of different crowds, like especially that kind of crowd.
Did you learn anything from going in front of a crowd like that? And how was it?
The thing I think I took from it was heckling can happen anywhere. Like I saw that crowd. I was not expecting heckling, but there was this one table of just drunk women on wine, just
Wine drunk.
They're just calling out. One of them, I don't want to say flirted, but said something flirtatious, and I played off it a little bit, And I talk a lot about being married in my set.
Yeah.
And I learned like old people don't like drug jokes.
Drug jokes.
Yeah, like sometimes they
Yeah.
work. Old people love a drug joke, but sometimes for me it doesn't work because I think I look like a cute grandson. But like all my material about being married, that all worked. That all went swimmingly. But Austin even did a couple like raunchy jokes, and they landed pretty well. And
Wow.
You forget old people have like 60, 70 years of fucking behind them.
Definitely. Way more than I'll ever have.
Right.
But old people are just older babies, essentially. That's what my friend told me. I was like, dude, I don't know why you guys, like one time I was like in high school. I was like, I can't talk to people's parents. I'm nervous around people's parents. And they were like, dude, parents are just older babies. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right.
Oh, they are.
So now I look at these like 57-year-olds like, oh, you're just like my friend Brian at 16 who never had it figured out or something, right? You know what I mean? You just got older.
Oh, you just learn. I think like getting older, the most important thing you learn is your parents are just people. So I'm like, I'm 28, right? I'm the age my dad was when he had a kid. So I imagine when he had a kid,
Was it you, the kid?
No, this
Okay.
was, I am the fourth
Okay, cool.
of his. So he had a whole ass family before us. So when he had his kid, he was like my age. And I was like, oh, I'd be fucking winging it too.
Yeah.
I'd have no idea what I'm doing. Like, and then I look back on like some of the ways they raised you. I'm like, well, yeah, that was a 33-year-old woman yelling at you. She had no idea what she was doing.
Yeah, what? That's crazy, man.
Well, and you kind of learn to forgive them. Like, you know, everyone has issues with their parents, but like,
Definitely. It's hard.
you gotta learn to forgive some parts of it, I think.
Yeah.
Because like they were also just a kid. They were that was their first time having a kid. If you were their first kid, like
Everyone in the end of the day has like a scared, broken child somewhere deep down in them. Some, it's not that deep. Like me, it's like very on the surface.
really,
I'm kidding.
you wear it on your. That's how
I
you
wear it on my sleeve. But no. Yeah, man. Parenting, I imagine, is hard. You and your wife will have kids at one point, I imagine, or
We talk about it. We talk about like in the next couple of years.
that's cool, man.
It's nerve wracking. We have like these constant talks about like, you don't sound excited, even though I am.
You specifically not sounding excited?
Yeah.
Well, I can just hear it in your voice right now, bro.
I'm stoked, babe. Babe,
okay.
I'm stoked. I'm so excited, Daddy Cam. I tell the story, I'm like, I am so excited, but I can't help but be nervous because, like, in my upbringing, children were just an inconvenience. Children were like, I'm the reason my parents were poor. Like, that's,
Oh, man.
and I only saw children as stress. So when I think about it, I don't see all like the cute memories that you're going to form and the molding of your child because, you know, for me, I was just some whiny brat that ducked my mom's cigarettes, you know, like.
That's funny, man. So you've lived in Florida and this area of Pinellas pretty much your whole life, right?
Born and raised in St. Pete.
What's one thing that maybe you're not so happy about in terms of living in Florida? Because I love Florida. I moved from Philly, down to Florida, and I'll probably be here for at least the next 3-5 years. But what's one thing that you don't like about this place?
No one's pegged the true like St. Pete experience. No one's pegged like
Let me hear it.
well, like so like St. Pete, Tampa, both kind of on the map. Like growing up, we weren't on the map at all. Now, like just driving in, seeing the St. Pete skyline, I only see it every like couple weeks now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this city is it looks like New York compared to what I grew up. And I take a lot of pride.
You
now.
remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Years ago. Like I started making memories in 2001, going to the Tropicana field since I was a baby. Yeah, like I remember there were no tall buildings. Not a damn one.
Really?
Yeah. Or at least like there was no money being invested.
No, that makes sense.
Tampa was like bigger.
Yeah.
But no one's pegged like the St. Pete, Tampa stereotype. Like I remember one time, have you ever heard of Cam Bertram? Mm-mm. He's a comedian. He used to be around here in the Tampa area back in like 2016, 2018.
Cam's So Funny or no?
No, that's Cam Patterson.
Oh, Cam Patterson.
He's Cam the comic.
I know who that is. I know who that is. Yeah.
He travels a lot now. I knew him years. Well, knew him. We kind of knew each other years ago. And where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. He went on America's Got Talent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And one of the judges was like, oh, you're from Tampa? I don't hear the Tampa accent. And I'm like, Tampa accent? Do we have an accent in Tampa? I've never heard it. I ask everyone, I'm like, there's no accent.
Yeah.
And I just find it so amazing that nobody like can pin down. Like we have the Florida man.
Yeah.
But the St. Pete, Tampa man, no one's figured that out.
Because we're all transplants, man. Like,
truly.
we all like most of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the locals, man, like the locals are like really cool people. Like if you grew up in St. Pete or Clearwater, this area of Tampa Bay, chances are you probably had a pretty cool upbringing. So a lot of cool things to do around here. You got the beach, you got cool sports teams, you got great music.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, it's a poppin' place. I think where you get weird people is like when you grow up near like Amish people in Pennsylvania, right? Like Alex grew up somewhere, I don't even know where, but
I believe that. That is a dichotomy of society
kidding,
right there.
Yeah. But that is funny. There isn't really too many stereotypes like that. They make a lot of stereotypes about like the people that go out and party on. Have you heard of like First Friday?
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
Many
that
a
gets
gunshot
crazy.
has been fired on a First Friday.
Yeah, but Ybor, bro, isn't too much better.
I don't even go to Ybor anymore. That was my youth. And you even as like an 18-year-old
there.
Oh well, yeah. You go to Funny Bone. I'm not afraid to go to. No one's shooting up the comedy club.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
This will be my final podcast.
Stop. Oh my god.
No, but honestly, I don't go there to like party anymore. Like
No.
I used to go clubbing back in my youth. Like 21 or whatever.
I was gonna ask, do you even go out partying anymore?
Not
You and
to
your
a
wife?
club. I mean, we actually did go to Ybor a few years ago.
Do you guys go out though and like have drinks and stuff sometimes and chill or whatever?
We try and make moments specifically for that.
That's cool, man.
Sometimes
That's good.
going out to a bar with your wife, oh, it's so nice.
That's probably awesome.
It's relaxing. You go to, and we went to like the local place. Like
It's like a date, obviously, but it's like your wife.
You get to
know
get
what I mean?
drunk and drive home a couple blocks if you're near a
Yeah.
bar.
That's funny.
And it really, I bring her to the open mics a lot, but
You do?
yeah.
I would love to meet her one day, man. For real.
I need to try and bring her out. Well, she doesn't come as often anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of, I scare her away with the stories I tell about some of these other comedians.
Yeah.
There's so many of them that just like will say the most offensive things, and like, or it doesn't even make a joke. They're just saying like an offensive statement.
No,
like
you're
about
right.
women. Like just one comedian I know, he only refers to women as whores, and I'm like, hey, my wife's right here, so
Yeah, what?
it's not. I have to hit you now. Like,
Yeah, what, dude? That's crazy. Get out of here.
I need to bring her more to remind her, like, yeah, I'm pretty amazing.
I would bring her. Is she going Saturday?
I talked to her about it. I want her to come, but also like hosting, I know like I'm not gonna be able to sit at the table with her and watch the show.
Yeah. And then so she'll just be kind of chilling there alone.
Well,
Do you want to talk about Saturday a little bit?
Oh yeah. So Saturday I will be hosting at Side Splitters Tampa for Bill Hayes. That is at 5 p.m. It is my first time hosting officially for like a comedy club.
Yeah.
And it was my New Year's resolution to somehow get official work at Side Splitters Tampa. And
Was it?
First time in my life I've ever completed a New Year's
Dude,
resolution.
that's fucking awesome,
Thank
bro.
you.
That's great to hear, dude.
I'm feeling confident.
That's awesome.
I didn't lose the weight, but I did. I did one of them. Damn it,
Dude, that's freaking cool, man. I mean, bro, good looks like doing that this Saturday, man. You're gonna be funny. Do you know how much time you might have?
So they say prepare for 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
But I know I have to do like show announcements, drink specials.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's the stuff that worries me a little bit, like the stuff that just gets thrown at you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's why I kind of like going to Funny Bone a lot because they call your name randomly.
Yeah.
You just got to get on stage. You just got to learn it. Get on there. Don't even give yourself time to worry about it. Mm-hmm. So that's why when they give me like information on the fly, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't even want to sit there and memorize it. I just want to go on stage immediately and do it.
Exactly. One time I was doing a speech for Keller Williams, actually.
Wow.
I was in Austin, Texas, about to open up for Gary Keller, the founder of Keller Williams, in like a room of 250 young adults for his nonprofit.
Wow.
So it's like 2 summers ago. And they're like, yeah, it's all going to be live streamed, but we need you to talk about Keller Williams Maps coaching, and we need you to talk about this program and this event, and like started giving me some things. And they were like, but when Gary walks in, he'll walk in on your left, and as soon as he walks in, just end it, claps, introduce Gary, that's it, right? Mm-hmm. They said expect 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And this is also before stand-up, like when I'm speaking, but I'm not public speaking every week like I am now, right?
Yeah.
I prepared for 15 minutes. He didn't come until 45 minutes, dude. It was just silence sometimes, like me making people laugh kind of. And that was the weekend where I wrote my first joke for the next day. And I said that joke, which was like the first joke I thought of that was like about something. And I said it on stage and it landed. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Maybe one day I'll do stand up. And then like literally a month later, my ex convinces me to do stand up.
Was she your ex at the time?
No.
Okay, I was about to say that's a convincing woman. Hey, I know we broke up and all, but like you
need to do
You got
stand-up.
talent, goddammit.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
No, that's cool. That is an interesting story. Not a lot of people like their story starts with like having to be on stage. And first of all, like an additional 30 minutes of having no material is actually my worst fear.
Really?
I would take on a room of rattlesnakes before, hey, do 30 minutes and I just did my best 15.
Well, you know what the best part about public speaking is in that environment is I used the crowd. Like, it was crowd work.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, so
You did a Matt Rife special.
exactly. It was, raise your hand if this happened or that, or what do you think about this? And, does anyone have any thoughts on this? So it was like an engaging conversation. I think I was doing a good job, but as soon as I saw Gary, I shut up. Mr. Gary Keller, a billionaire. He could buy me. And then just let him rip.
Yeah,
And
let's say, you make a joke about him being late? Probably not.
I made a joke about how Gary Keller is, because he's like Keller Williams is like a training and education company at its core for real estate. So I said something stupid about how he's like the highest paid teacher in all of Texas, which is like really messed up. But people thought it was funny, hopefully. Yeah, man. I mean, public speaking is tough, but I think comedy is a lot harder. The reason I got into comedy was not because of my ex. It was really because I thought that it was the hardest form of public speaking. And so I wanted to get really good at that. And so I'm on the journey, hopefully. But have you done public speaking before?
I have never done public speaking
Traditional?
No.
Really?
I think the closest I ever got was making a toast at my own wedding, which was just me drunkenly saying, "I love your daughter."
No way.
It was just, I said something like, "I found my soulmate."
When did you get married again?
December.
December of oh, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was a small little ceremony. We just had some family together.
You had fun?
Oh my God, it was great. It's real nice like, to see like their side of the family like finally say nice shit about me.
Oh,
Not that they ever
man.
said mean shit about me. It's just like they very much like kept their feelings close sometimes.
Yeah.
Like her uncle made a toast and it damn near brought me to tears.
Aw.
And just because like he doesn't say too many like they're not like, gushy, I guess is what the word. So it was just kind of
Is your family gushy or are you gushy?
No, we're all very separated. Only my brother from my family ended up at my wedding. Yeah.
Dude, are you serious?
Yeah. We have a strained relationship with family.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm really happy that you have a new family.
Oh, absolutely.
And like you're creating a family and stuff like that, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Any dogs or pets?
Oh my God, yes. We have 3 dogs, a cat, he's the newest member, and then a lizard.
A lizard.
And
What kind of lizard?
What do you call him? God damn it. He's one of the dragons.
Oh, a dragonfly wizard.
Exactly. It was exactly. No, it's one of those.
Komodo dragons.
No, why am I
Komodo
blanking on
dragons,
this?
right?
No, it's one of the lizard every weird girl gets in the tank.
Iguana.
No. No, but we call him Melon. I'm sure the name will come to me. But
Why do you call him Melon?
That was the name. That was his birth name. I told my wife, we are not going to get a lizard. I don't like reptiles because my brother had snakes. They always got out and I slept in the bottom bunk.
What?
I don't like reptiles.
Oh my Lord.
But literally, this is the miracle of women. She finds on Facebook Marketplace this other woman who is like, hey, I got to get rid of my lizard. Here is a giant 45-gallon tank with 2 heat lights and everything you need to start a lizard for free. And she showed me, and I was like, I mean, God, for free. Like, I can't. What? That's all amazing. And she, the owner wanted the lizard to go to a really good home. And I'd like to think that was us.
That's good. Did you guys get interviewed for that position?
Did
Take home the lizard like it was an adoption?
Actually, she ended up coming. It was a long story where we were living, but she ended up coming into our place and just wanted to just make sure my wife was cool. I was working from home. She didn't give a fuck about me. Like, my wife's kind of the star of the show when it comes to the presenting side of our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, talk to her.
That's funny.
But yeah, my wife's a lovable person and she loves that damn lizard.
So you got a lizard for free off of Facebook Marketplace.
Yep.
I swear, people will pay you to come pick up something at their house
yeah.
for free on
I'm
Facebook
one of those people.
Marketplace. Like, here, I'll pay you $5 to pick up my toaster. I don't want it.
You guys that sell houses, us that apartment renters, you got a couch in your apartment, you're on the 3rd floor, you got to move. Hey, someone come take this thing.
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's what I did last time I moved, dude. I was like when I moved from Jersey to Florida, I was throwing everything out. But then 2 nights ago, I was just thinking about all the stuff because I just moved into a new apartment and I threw all this stuff out. It's like, I'm never going to need this. And then I had to move into a new apartment. So then I needed all that stuff. And I don't know where it is. Probably in a landfill. But yeah, man. That's interesting. So you got 4 pets or 5?
We count the fish, 5.
Oh, well.
The biggest ones we had are the 3 dogs. my mom was a dog breeder growing up.
Oh, wow.
So we had 12 small dogs, like Pomeranian Chihuahuas. Like she was selling purebred puppies for like $1,000 each.
Wow.
Yeah, there's market for Chihuahua Pomeranians.
Yeah.
She sold so many that I'm convinced every Chihuahua I see on the street in St. Pete, I'm like, that probably came from my house.
No way.
But it
was that many?
Oh my God. Like there were the 12 dogs we had, a lot of those were like female dogs, couple studs, Chihuahuas in the mix.
Wow.
And so they'd get pregnant, and the Pomeranian one time had 12 babies.
At once?
At once. And you can't sell them as babies. They have
But
to
they
be
not
8
all
weeks
live,
old.
right?
Not all of them. I think like 10 of them lived.
Yeah, that's sad.
Oh, yeah. But
I'm kidding.
I've seen so many dead puppies, like
Yeah.
just growing up like that. I'm numb to it, which I know is not a great
You're
thing.
numb to dead puppies?
In a way,
Marley
yes.
and Me didn't even affect you. It didn't even affect you at all. Marley and Me, you know what I'm talking about? That movie?
Well, that's a talk about life and story and love. But
Yeah.
dead dog's a dead dog. No.
Yeah. But, a dead dog does present a good opportunity. How many times a year do you get to bury something dead? And think about where you're going to bury it. When your dog dies, you have an opportunity to plant this thing that you loved. When my grandmother dies, I'm not planting her in the ground. That's like some professional. My dog, dude, it's me, my cousin Jimmy, and we're going in the backyard. We're picking the best spot. We're putting a crucifix on it, and we're praying to God that he goes to dog heaven.
Your
That's
dog
what
was
we're
a
doing.
Christian?
No. He was
He got
an
baptized.
atheist. I'm kidding. But
It's a Scientologist dog.
a Scientologist dog. Dude, have you heard of Squirrel Busters?
Why have I heard about this? But
Because
I don't know
you
what it
live
is.
in Clearwater. They're around there, I heard.
Squirrel Busters. What
I
is
don't
it?
know what they are, but they're like Scientology people.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
About.
It's just the terminology Squirrel Busters is just so funny to me that like I want to meet one of these Squirrel Busters. But now I'm scared I just said that because now they'll find me potentially. The Squirrel Busters. Are they busting squirrels? Are they busting nuts?
I think it's a position for the church people. I could very well be wrong. I know nothing of Scientologists, much like they know nothing of fact. So I don't know what it is, but like living up in Clearwater, we are very close to like the Church of Scientology's like headquarters. Like I think John Travolta lives in Ocala, right? Because he loves to fly planes. But there's a lot of religion in like Clearwater. We get people knocking on our door. This never happened to me. It's like, we want to talk to you about Mormonism. And then another knock, like, we want to talk to you about Christianity. I'm like, you are in an apartment building. We cannot afford religion.
Yo.
Think we got Sundays off in this motherfucker?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's funny. Sunday is off, dude. Yeah, no way in hell. That's crazy that people are knocking. If you had to pick a religion to knock for without giving away your religion, what religion would you knock for? And the only way you could stop knocking is if you got like 5 people to be like, come in.
Oh, I could trick 5 idiots into Christianity. No fucking problem. I could absolutely. I could absolutely. And then just, hey, look, knock on the door.
Jesus told me to come here.
It's like, not even Jesus. Like, look, man, we're going to do something. You want to be part of an exclusive club? We're all going to pool together our money. It's not communism. It's Christianity.
Yo, you know what's funny, man, is we didn't get political on here. But
No.
I wanted to. I wanted to with you.
I never mind politics.
No, because I heard you say something, and I just have to bring it up. And I want you to explain this to me.
Oh, God.
We were at Side Splitters, and someone said something. They were like, well, if you look at conservative people as spreading lies or something, or like wrong, right? What do you look at liberal people? And you were like, the truth.
I know this conversation. Yeah.
Can you expand on that? And I don't have any theory about it or like any questions. It's more like, wow, that's a profound statement. Go on about that.
Because my thing is, it's the conservative comedy, like in Austin, Texas. They're the ones that are saying things like, we're being silenced. So all this stuff we're saying, like the lame political jokes that we sprinkle in, all this stuff is because we're being silenced and we're being edgy. It's all that. But I'm like, you're not being silenced. You're not part of the counterculture. Like the conservative comedy scene is kind of pop culture. Like Kill Tony, arguably very conservative comedy. Like I don't even want to say conservative because conservative sounds like they're reeling it in, but it's Republican coded. Like anti-PC. Just sold out Madison Square Gardens twice. Like you guys aren't counterculture. You're part of the culture. Or you are the culture. The people that are the counterculture are actually more people like me now. With
Yeah.
the people that are saying, well, I don't think you should say that on stage.
Do you have a problem with some political jokes on stage?
Not really. If they're funny, it's fine. And if
Let me
they're
ask
original,
you this then. What if it's a really influential comedian? Like, what if Joe Rogan said something on a special that, like, rubbed you, where, I'm trying to get at, like, would you look at a joke and be like, I'm scared of the results that joke might have on people?
yes.
Really?
I did a Instagram reel about Joe Rogan's most recent special. Like I made a little reel about it because I was just trying out some things. And I had a lot to say, and I noticed not a lot of people were talking about it until like a couple weeks later. But I like that Chinese accent joke he did.
I didn't see the special, but go on.
He just literally just full on racist Chinese accent like you'd see in a 2004 movie, you know?
Yeah.
And I worry, I'm like, hey, not for nothing. Like, it's not even that funny or original, which bothers me, but also it's the issue that I think led to the issue that we have now. In 2004, all those annoying, like, anti-Asian jokes led to the culture we have now. So I think sticking to it it's just going to elongate the process.
Yeah.
I think people like that are just slowing down progress. Or at least not people like that. I think Joe Rogan's a phenomenal comedian.
Yeah, obviously.
Some of those jokes, though, and like I notice a lot of his humor has just leaned way more towards pandering to the anti-PC people.
But do you think that when someone laughs at something, they necessarily agree with it?
No.
Or adopt that ideology? That's all I was trying to get.
Oh, no, I don't necessarily think they'll adopt the ideology. Sometimes
But it influences it. It can't not, right?
Oh yeah, it can confirm some of your beliefs.
Yeah.
Like, if you suddenly hear a room full of people laugh, you think they're in agreement with you, and it kind of validates your belief. And if you're a person that lives in an echo chamber,
Yeah.
Someone that just refuses to take in new information,
Yeah.
it's just double downing. It's just squishing down more on your beliefs are correct. Don't even bother changing your mind.
That's interesting, man. Well, I wanted to ask you that just because I wanted to get a little bit of that in here, just because I think you're really smart, man. I think like you
Appreciate
care a lot about comedy. I think you care a lot about humanity.
I do. I care more about comedy, truthfully.
definitely.
Like humanity, give or take.
You're not going on this for a Nobel's Peace Prize, right? No. So that's cool, man. I mean, I'm really happy that we were able to connect. This will not be the last time you're on the show, man.
No, please invite me back.
But before we end it off, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wish I asked you, or anything that you want to leave the visitors or the listeners with? Anything?
No, I think I'd definitely say one thing I think comedy needs is more women. Like, I look around, it's always guys, and it's not always guys with great opinions on women. And maybe that's just coming from the perspective of a married man. But I don't see enough women in comedy, and I feel like that's a hindrance, especially when you see all these guys that try and flirt with a woman and they can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And I think that would help with some of the offensiveness.
Well, brother, this is my 4th episode. I've interviewed nothing but guys, and I was about to continue with that. Unfortunately, there's 3 girls that I identified that I wanted to interview.
There's not a whole lot. There's not.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure if I think of more, I'll find more. It's just
Sure.
dude, I have so many friends that I actually chill with all the time. I don't catch myself too many times chilling with a girl.
Really?
I wish, if there's any out there, I'm kidding. But most of my close comedy friends are just guys, so it just happened that way. But maybe I'll interview a girl next, so that'll be cool.
It's a good way to get a date. No,
That's a good way to get a date.
I think it puts guys in an echo chamber.
This wasn't a date. They come in. There's a candle right here. There's Alex. He's waiting us.
I feel like though, a lot of comics, they don't know how to talk to. Not to say don't know how to talk to women. Not that I know more than them, but just it puts guys in an echo chamber to where, oh, this guy agrees with what I'm saying. This guy agrees with what I'm saying. All these guys that can't get a second date seem to confirm what I'm believing.
Yeah.
So I should stick with that. And as a person that cares so much about comedy, there's so many female comedians on Netflix that are hilarious.
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings, Taylor Tomlinson.
Whitney
Oh my
Cummings
God.
is close, yeah.
And I just don't see a whole lot of that. And it bothers. And I've always been a feminine guy, as you guys can tell. I've always had female friends growing up. And trust me, it is a gift and a curse when you're married as well.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I can imagine.
Yeah. But it's also, I think it's a great gift. My wife brings up all the time. I love that you have female friends. They make you who you are, like an emotionally intelligent guy.
That's cool, man.
But I hate that your female friends want to hang out with you.
Oh my God, dude. It's a double-edged sword, huh?
Yeah, and not in any kind of jealous way, but
No, yeah, she's just
every person in a relationship has their little crow brain.
yeah,
Like,
girl brain.
oh yeah, she'll text me she's hanging out with her like dad on the boat, and I see her in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, you could just attach your phone to a drone, fly it around, and be with another man.
Yeah, dude.
Stupid shit.
Send a pic of your dad on the boat with the shirt off. All right, dude, we'll end it right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, my friend.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
luck on Saturday. I'm going to try my best to see it. This will
appreciate
be
it.
released after the fact. So who knows, man? Maybe you blew up by then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Cam Cracks Jokes. That's my new handle.
Yeah. Cam Cracks Jokes. Have a great rest of your day, my friends, and I will chat with you later.
St. Pete.